Okay, class, take a look. Well, basically, we are in this part, Southeast Asia, excluding Vietnam, according to the bookmark. So let me check first. Southeast Asia, meaning to say that in the previous one, Southeast Asia, excluding Vietnam. So meaning to say that in the previous lesson, we are supposed to be, I think, Sri Lankan. Let me see. Yeah, in Sri Lanka. So we roughly go through the Sri Lanka Buddhism. We talk about the Dipavamsa, Mahavamsa, and Cholavamsa, all this. And we talk about the Bodhi tree is there. Class, basically, the Buddha relics, the Buddha tooth, the Sharila of the Buddha tooth is still available in Sri Lanka. If you go to pay visit, remember visit that place in Sri Lanka. Okay, then next, let's see again. So we talk about Mahavihara, if you remember. And then actually the history is regards before centuries. Okay, let's. Yeah, before the centuries, before the Christ era, Buddhism already start migrating from spreading from India to the Sri Lanka. And then let me check again. So we stop here. So while only the Portuguese have persecuted Buddhism, each colonial power tried to transmit its own brand of Christianity to the island. So I remember in the previous lesson, we do mention that the British, in order to influence most of the Buddhists there, because the Buddhists they used to keep their children in the monastery and start learning the Buddhism. In order to change the trend, the best way to do is once you graduate from LCE, something like that, you are able to work in the government and then you get high pay. It happened in Malaysia also. So that's why Elena and Sally, they are the victims of this policy. I think your parents send you due to LCE, earning $200 at the time is very high pay salary. I think same British, it seems they adopt the same policy wherever they colonize. Wherever they colonize. So it will attract people learn go through the English education as a medium in a very early stage. So I remember this is what we discussed and what we stopped in the previous lesson. Yeah, Mr. Leong, yes, you disagree with the LCE with $200 high salary.
At that time, the 200 may be just reasonable to survive, but not now lah.
No, at that time I think maybe I think before I born maybe 40 years ago, it's 200. It's good salary, right? 550 years ago, good salary.
Yeah. Even my brother also got only 100 ringgit per month, also can survive.
Can or cannot? Can, right?
Can.
I can, yeah. At that time, yeah, really, 200 is very at that time, but not now. It's LCE time. Okay. So remember, this is where we stop. Yeah, anything? Yeah, Mr. Long, anything?
Sifu, may I know what page are we starting?
Oh,
which page?
Which page? Okay, now I'm telling you now. I just repeat. Just recap only on the previous lesson. Okay, Okay, so let's take a look. So where are we going to start? I think I won't start with the Southeast Asia. Let me check it out first. Okay, let's see. Okay, early development of Buddhism, Yogacara. Okay, so later history of Buddhism. Let's check. Actually, we are finished here, Lanka here. Class, we already finished the Chinese, am I correct? China, I think we correct already. Have you finished the China part? Let me see first. The China, early history, the China. Let's see first. China, okay. Okay, so we're going to start in the China Buddhism. Why I skipped the Southeast Asia, the land of the northern, let me see first, Nepal, okay. I skip, which I don't familiar lah, class so I have more confidence. We just go through the China one. So the China, according to the page here, is about page 210. How about your page? Anybody can show what's the page? China.
Correct, 210.
210 is correct, right?
Correct.
Okay.
It's 210.
Yeah. So Mr. Leong, you try to read the passage, China early history, please. Okay.
China early history. As the religion of foreign merchants arriving from Central Asia, Buddhism was present in China by around 50 CE. By the middle of the next century.
Okay, Mr. Leong, please stop. Yeah, Sally got something to say. We finished, right? Please on the mic, Sally. Sally on the mic. On the mic, Sally.
Sifu, we have done this already until Vietnam.
We have done already.
We have already done. The first thing we did was this one.
It's the China, okay,
China,
yeah. Something so wrong with my book. Let me see first. So Japan's we will go through, okay? So I think this part, which I have, which I'm more familiar, confident I've gone through already, So I think we will go back, to here. Let me see first, okay, let me see, okay. So, okay. The Buddha and the Indian context, the life of Buddha, no, we didn't go through because we've gone through with other place already. So we come here, early development in Buddhism. So this will be very good for Joanne because we will start from the chapter 4. Okay, so please go to the chapter 4. It's about page 88. Okay, this one, let me roughly mention that class, once we start in the chapter number 4, page 88, we need to say that we'll go through from the early Buddhism to Abhidhamma, then we go to the Jakarta Asoka, we go to the Mahayana, Yogacara school, Tathagata Kappa thought, and then we go through the Mahayana. So this is the way we go through. It's quite exactly in Buddhism. I mean, we will learn the way of the Buddhism, but it would be a little bit different, because here is the perspective is more on the Dharma. Okay, so Mr. Leong, I think, can you please read through the passage, page 8, number 88, we continue.
Okay. The early sangha. The sangha, in the sense of community of monks and nuns with the Buddha as its teacher, originated as one of the groups of samanas. This suspended their wandering existence during the 3 months of the rainy season, and for the Buddhist samanas, the rains period became a time of intensified religious practice with greater contact with the public at large. They also tended to return to the same place at Vasa, such as parks donated by wealthy lay patrons, and these locations then became the basis of a more settled communal way of life. In this way, the Buddhists invented monastic life, which is a middle way between the life of the solitary Jain renouncers and that of the Brahmin householders. The monastic disciple developed by the Buddha was designed to shape the Sangha as an ideal community with the optimum conditions for spiritual growth. Its sustaining power is shown by the fact that no human institution has had such a long-lasting continuous existence along with such a wide diffusion as the Buddhist Sangha. The Buddha advocated frequent meetings of each local Sangha with the aim of reaching unanimous consensus in matters of common concern. If necessary, there was also provision for voting and majority rule. Just as the Buddha's passing away, a communal recitation of 500 arahants was held at Rajagaha to agree the contents of the Dharma and Vinaya, which the Buddha had left as teacher. Ananda, the Buddha's faithful attendant monk, recited the sutras, such that each begins, "Thus have I heard. The monk Upali recited the Vinaya. The claim that the whole of the present Vinaya and Sutta sections of scripture were recited then is probably an exaggeration.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Leong.
Perhaps
Okay,
70
Mr. Leong.
years ago.
Mr. Leong can stop here. Three paragraphs is enough. Oh yeah, Mr. Leong. Yeah, the line is not bad today, so you also look handsome today. Okay,
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. Okay, Those who go before Christ. Yeah, Tama please wants to finish. Okay, thank you so much, class. Okay, okay. Just now we gone through and then we highlight. Okay, do you realize that the management of the Buddhism is more autocratic or democratic? Joey, what do you think? The management of the Buddha is more autocratic or democratic, the way you see it?
I think autocratic.
Autocratic, no,
Not sure.
it is a democratic or democratic. You see, class,
Democratic.
like here we will see, for voting and majority rules, you see, not if necessary, and then reaching the unanimous consensus. Okay, so actually, from a very early stage, according to our Vinaya text, it shows that we are practicing the democratic. There's a reason why, if let's say within this area, you have to present if there is any meeting, especially if somebody do something wrong, or maybe we want to send out unnecessary stuff, because once 11, let's say 30 people they are staying in this area, they all must reach the unanimous agree, or maybe majority win in order to send out the stuff. Or maybe we want to penalize somebody, because somebody, if they make a mistake, they have to say sorry in front of the of that group of people. So if you absent, you have to take leave. Like what you do here, oh, Elena, take leave. You have to take leave. If without taking leave, then you make another mistake. Because our consensus will be invalid due to your absence, and you don't apply leave for that. See or not? 2,000 years ago, we start practice in this way already. Okay, but anyway, since everything is in the classical Chinese, I don't understand. So I have to go through the English version, which is translation from the Pali, then make me understand better. Because according to the history of Buddhism, most of the Chinese monk in China, we gone through. I mean, we have the higher ordination, like what Dong Xiangsi do, is under Dharma Gupta version. And what Theravada version, more on the Tauya Timsa version. So let me show you a little bit. Then you understand how come I can read the Vinaya text from the Theravada and make me better understand, even better understand for this. Let me show you a little bit. Okay, let me check out first. Okay. So this is okay, got already. Here is this. Okay, class, come take a look. Okay. Okay, class, here is the diagram. So from here, we start to know this is the school of thought, meaning to say with the different sect. Class, take a look. Here's the Dharma Guptaka. So this is the version. Most of the Chinese monk, they take a higher ordination under this version. Sadly, Dong Xiangsi, he goes to China, he goes to Taiwan. Higher ordination is under this This one, Dharma Guptaka. Whereas in Theravada, like Mr. Leong, Mrs. Leong, if you go to, if you take the higher ordination, maybe just temple as a worship program under the Theravada, this is under what? Under this Tamra Satya, this under this tradition. You see, both Dharma Guptaka and Tamra Satya is under the Vibhajavatin, is from one parent. So meaning one parent. So meaning to say that there will be a lot of similarity between both of them. You get it or not? So you will ask how do we get all this type of stuff? Yes, it's go back to the first council. It's also go back to the meeting. Once Shakyamuni passed away, the first thing it happened that Mahakashapa, the senior monk, he heard somebody say that. They said, luckily the old man died. Then we have more freedom to do whatever we want. So this is a very bad monk. So Kashyapa, after listening to, he said, we shouldn't, we shouldn't just be like that. So let's have a meeting. We have the first council. You try to gather 500 monks. They are all Arahant, and then they will start to try to memorize, to try to recall back what were the teaching and what were the discipline laid out by Shakyamuni. If let's say during the meeting, like you see here we got 6 people, maybe Sally try to recall. Sally say, I remember Buddha said what the teaching. Okay, if all of us unanimously agree, and then Ananda, like Joe, will try to keep remember in the brain. Okay, so 500 people, everyone, you can try to recall whatever you remember from the Buddha teaching. Likewise, for the discipline laid down, the rule laid down, and then there's other monk, we call him as Upali, like for example, like Elena. So everybody will try to recall. I remember Buddha mentioned that if you be married, then you become a monk, you cannot go back to see your wife again. Something like that. You can see your wife, but cannot have further relationship. And then everybody said, yes, I agree. We all agree. Okay, so once everybody agree, Elena as the Upali will try to remember everything. So that is the first council. Basically, the thing is not very thorough. So according to the text, it said there will be exaggeration if, let's say, they recall the whole thing. Actually, not the whole thing. Because it depends on our human brain. Of course, maybe just the important the facts only. Then both of them will try to remember. So this is how it's a very original, very early stage of the Buddha teaching. And also the Vinaya, especially the Buddha teaching, there's one famous clause in the for all the sutra is thus I have heard. Okay, so this is a very good example we can find in the sutta. Let's take a look. Okay, at block. Let's see. So class, let's take a look. You see, for example, now we go to the Vinaya, okay, Nikaya, Chettiya Nikaya. Let's take a look. Okay, access to insight, yes, Godamamika Chettiya Sutta. Let's take a look. For example, we go, this is the Majjhima Nikaya. I try to go is the Samyutta Nikaya. Samyutta Nikaya scripture. Now you see, this is the Samyutta Nikaya. The group discourses. Samyutta means the group, but they try to group it. So this is what it mentioned here. Okay, let's see. Okay, for example, we try to come. Okay, Sagata Vaka, see no? Okay, SN. So we try to go through this, crossing over the flood. So you see, I have heard that on one occasion, the blessed one. All sutra begin with this sentence. This sentence. I have heard that on one occasion. So meaning to say that this is if you trace back the very origin, it's 2,000 years ago during the first meeting there. 500 people Arahant now, the present. And then, so every sutra, it will begin, thus I have heard, or this sentence, to prove that this is, to prove the authenticity that this is from the Buddha. Okay. But as we see, at that time, there will be, in order to have a meeting, they ask for 500 people. But basically, when we call a community group as a sangha, not necessary to 500 people, but at least 4 people must be present to form a sangha community. Nowadays in Malaysia, quite hard for you to look for a group of the monk. But if in Myanmar, for example, in Myanmar monastery, a monk, let's take a look. Usually, the monastery, the Buddhism monastery, they will be occupied by the whole group of the people. You see or not? Basically, Thailand and Myanmar and Tibetan, you can see there will be a big group of people because their parents send them to the temple during the childhood. The government doesn't do very well in terms of the education and the basic necessity to raise for the people, but the temple do very well. So they send to the temple and let the children undergo the educations. Usually in Sri Lanka, Thailand and Bali, maybe they will begin learn the Bali first, the language, and then they learn the Buddhism. But once they reach to the secondary school, they will let them to choose if they still prefer for being the monk. During the higher education, they will drop the Buddhism, the subject, they will more further on maybe tourism, business management to further the degree. But if let's say they still continue want to become the monk, and then they will drop all the mandate course, so they will more further on Buddhism course, so that they finally become a Dhammacharya once they graduate. So they will be become a more professional monk. So this is what happening, especially the first 30 to 50 years in the country we mentioned. But the Tibetan now is getting less and less the community, in big community, because the government realized that they don't want the Buddhism overtake the country. So now it's getting less and less. The Tibetan residents, they are unwilling, their willingness to send to the monastery is not that strong already. I remember I met a disrobe monk who drove a Toyota Camry, a big car, bring me to go for visiting during my trip in the Sichuan. So he discussed to me, he said, "Oh, I'm also in a dilemma," he said, because if let's say the people just keep on in the monastery, maybe just is still in the Tibetan, what they do, they will just like a nomad just let's see so this is the Tibet nomad basically they will just continue the life and then just keep on juggle all this sheep. This is the lifestyle already. It looks happy, but now if let's say they want to enjoy the steak, they want to enjoy the Toyota Camry, so they have no choice, have to study the mandate. The mandate school provided by the Chinese government. This is about 15 years ago, I remember. 15 years ago, about 12 years ago, I went there. It seems the trend's changing there already. So I think later on we go, we don't see much already. Not many we can see already. Okay, why do we mention all this? It's because the Sangha community in Malaysia basically at least must be 4 people to form a Sangha community. So basically I stay alone, so there's no Sangha community in earthy Buddhist temple. Just I alone with a big group of the laymen. I don't know what group we call. Maybe we just call a Buddhist organized Buddhist. A temple is a temple, but no Buddhist no Sangha community here. So that's the definition from the Shakyamuni. So let's take a look. So this is what we learn here. Let's see. sangha, community monk of a nun, okay, origin from a god of the samana. Class, what does it mean samana? Samana actually, besides samana, besides the group from Buddhism, include the other sect also, samana, especially those who meditate, samana, let's see. Okay, let me put samana. Buddhism, the definition, samana, sramana, yeah, this is the definition. Okay, samana means one who labor, toils, or exert themselves for some higher or religion practice. Maybe the sikha is the best. So meaning to say that even though you are the Jainism, whatever you are, you will be called as a samana. So if let's say I put the proper Pali word samana, I think it will appear differently the diagram. Let's see, samana. We go to this place. So let me see, maybe as for Buddhism and the Jainism. It come different already, see. Samana. Except Buddhism, actually, many groups of people, they are also, they will be called as a samana. Now let's take a look, you see. They say they suspended their wandering existence, so meaning to say that they will be stay in a certain place for intensive practice. They call it as a vasa, because during the rain season, if you've been in Indian before, actually in Indian they got only 3 seasons only. One is the dry season, one is the rain season, another one is I think it's the winter season. So that's what we see from India. Okay, especially the rain season will be heavy rain. So basically, once we go to India for pilgrimage, you mostly after the October, because after the October, the rain season stop, and then the winter season also gone. It's the best time for the pilgrimage. But if you go there during the raining season, basically in the Indian time, they will conduct a period for intensive practice. They call it as a vasa. So in China, if you go to the Thailand, basically, especially you ask for the monk, if you want to know the seniority, you can ask, may I know, Bante, what's how many vasa you have? Then we know the seniority. So basically, the senior you are, so you will be given you will be given priority in choosing the food, in choosing the crop or whatever. So basically, we are more respect to the seniority. Well, maybe it sounds discriminative to the junior, but no, because things will take turn, they will be rotating. So one day junior will become a senior. So you will have the most privileges to enjoy everything because you are the senior. So this is, I think we still impose this system until now. Yes, Mr. Leong, Mrs. Leong, remember the last moment you went to Theravada, they still emphasize on seniority. It is correct?
Yeah, on the number of vasa they perform.
Number of vasa lah. Chinese monk also you can ask 我们讲你多少生辣 ，okay never mind 啦too difficult for you So you say how many you become a monk? You ask in this way, then we will answer basically we all we follow the Vinaya, so we will rank ourselves according to the vasa lah. Okay, so this is the vasa we call it. Basically, the vasa have been practiced until nowadays. Let's see. You see, this is the vasa. If we practice vasa, this is the situation you're going to see. Vasa. I see or not? There will be a group of the monk. They will just stay in one place. Okay. If they want to go for wandering, they have to take leave also lah. Basically, you have to take leave. If you don't take leave accordingly, you break the rules, then your vasa will be invalid. So you cannot count your vasa. In order to, the accumulation of the vasa is considered a seniority in the Buddhism. So most of the people, they emphasize on the vasa. But anyway, in Thailand, basically due to the, the segregation is too strong, the thought. In order, sometimes they don't recognize each other, the vasa. So meaning to say, you see Sally, let's say your vasa is 20, you are the forest monk in Thailand. Elena is the city monk in the Thailand. Okay, basically, in Thailand, city monk, they disrecognize the forest monk. Okay, yeah. So let's say Sally, you want to come to the Elena group, because you want to learn something, you want to emphasize more on education. So they will ask you to disrobe and start your vasa from zero. See, it happened in Thailand, even though a Thai monk themselves, they don't recognize each other, the vasa. In order you want to come to my group, you have to starting from the zero. So you will be ranked at the back. From zero start, you see. So meaning to say that in order to change your, this is not easy to put down your seniority. I know we should let go, but I think it's not easy, especially you more than 10, something like that, and you enjoy the privilege already. Now you go start again. I think for you all, maybe like something like a peer pressure. Am I right? Because you're a senior already. And then later on, you go to another company, they say, then you're already 40 years old, but you start in a new company as a junior. This is quite not easy to adjust. Same thing with me in our monkhood. So without any reasonable reason, we won't do so. Basically, we keep in the same organization. Okay, so I think I will become CEO in this early Buddhist temple until I die, I think. So I'm the only one. So the vasa, no need to count the vasa because I'm the CEO already. Actually, the best way to form the Buddhism organization, the sangha, is the way I adopt my own disciple. It's still the best one. It's not good how to invite other monks to come, because invite the other monk to come, just like a partnership. Partnership business is the hardest business to run. Am I right? Everybody know. So the best way, if I want to form a sangha community, better I take my own disciple. Just like you form a sole proprietor. You have your own staff. Then you can control them easily. Everybody follow you. You lay down the rules, vision and mission. They all just follow you only. Yes. This is quite same in the mandate word. Okay, so then let's take a look. Okay, here is it. So once we talk about the vasa, we know this already. Then they come and say, in the ancient Buddha time, they're just wandering only. Then later on, the wealthy late patrons, I think maybe is who is it the name who offer the golden palace to the Buddha. What's the name, Mr. Leong? I just know the Chinese only. What's the name? The late man offered the golden palace to the Buddha.
Ananda Pintika.
Anantatika. So Chinese are more familiar. Anantatika. Yeah. So this is an example of the wealthy lay patron. Anantatika. Anantatika. How to spell, Mr. Leong?
Don't know how to spell.
I don't know how to spell. Okay, never mind. Forget about it. Okay. Okay. A wealthy patron to for Buddha. They offer the palace. Okay. It's very famous layman. Okay, let's see. Ananta Pintika. Yes, the great benefactor. So this is the best example. In the Buddha time, also got people so rich. They are the king now, I think. So they managed to offer the whole place. And then they also managed, to offer the whole sangha community, hundreds to thousands people for their daily requisite. And besides, there's some they offer the golden sach also, the robe, golden robe to the Buddha. So this is the reason why if follow the Orthodox Vinaya. If you notice a monk who have luxury palace, luxury requisite, including whatever very luxury such robe, all this, even though the bowl made from the gold, so no need to surprise. Basically, even though the very orthodox monk, they will still use it because according to Vinaya, as long as this is offered by the layman, it is legal for you to use it. Basically, if they themselves, they don't hold the money, everything depends on the layman. The layman is rich, this is the responsible for layman to offer the best for the monk. But this is also the obligation for the monk, always take good care with their heart when they accept offering. They will try to safeguard themselves, avoid from being greedy and anger to the requisite. So this is the most orthodox way. But for us, because nowadays we're holding the money, so we buy the requisite ourselves, partial we buy, partial offer. So this will come out with the contradiction sometimes, because if let's say, because we buy ourselves, if sometimes we buy the things that we so-called is too good, maybe for somebody it's the luxury. So sometimes it happen that people will just leave the group, something like that. Sometimes it's quite hard for it to explain. You know, I just changed my car. Actually, I'm not changing a car. Now I drive, it's a Toyota Altis, Actually, it's not my one, because a devotee, he is the car renter. He got so many cars. So he kept one Toyota Altis for me, which aged more than 15 years. But if you drive Proton Saga for many years, you come at temple, you will think, wow, you even better than me. So I think I don't want to stay here anymore. It will happen in this way. But how can I label, except the outside I say, the car doesn't belong to me, it belongs to somebody. I wouldn't do so, you see, am I right? So basically we will tell our patron, the early student will tell them, actually, the car is not under, it's not my ownership yet, not yet, even haven't finished the installment. So if let's say I'm using this some sort of like luxury product, so I have to tell to the students so that they won't misunderstand. So this is what we have to do in this way, because partial we how to say the requisite we buy ourselves. And then some is people offer, but we wouldn't tell the whole world in this way, you see. So sometimes avoid the misunderstanding. So you have to raise up to me, and then I also with my own initiative to tell you to avoid the misunderstood. It used to happen. It used to happen. Very common happen in our it's due to this type of issue. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, then we come here. Just now what I mentioned is the Vinaya. Monastic disciple, we name it as the Vinaya for a monk. I think for the layman, it's a 5 precept. 5 precept, shall we call it as a Vinaya for the 5 precept of the layman? Let me try to check it out first. Okay, layman precept. Is it a Vinaya? Is it under the category of Vinaya? Layman Vinaya is still considered Vinaya, but we'll make it as a full sentence. The layman Vinaya is his 5 precept. Okay, so for monk, usually we use a monastic code, so different way. If let's say if you've gone through the 5 precept, basically they will call you as a upasika, a 5 precept. Okay, if let's say they try to kill you up, if you uphold the 5 precept, you have to stand front a little bit if you uphold in Chinese Buddhism, basically we allow people take 1 precept, 2 precept, 3 precept. You no need to take 5 precepts so perfect because the working environment disallow you to do so. Because sometimes you have to go to the bar, yum sing, then you break the precept number 5 already. So the best don't hold this precept, don't make a offer to take this precept. And maybe Joey, you still have to go through some business. The customer say, we go to the casino. Genting Highland more exciting. You have to accompany him, you see or not? And then, so this is how seldom we never see the customer ask you to accompany them to go to MPH bookstore. Never heard about that. Am I right? Yeah, we got customer want to go to the bookstore one, usually casino, bar, pub, all this is more common. So you don't hold this type of precept. So in Chinese, basically our Mahayana, we allow you hold 1 precept, 2 precept, 3 precept. But during the ranking, during the queue up, you are at the back. So this is what we do. But in Theravada, I think they don't write, Mr. Leong, either none or 5 precept fully right.
Sorry again.
In
They take the 10
Theravada,
precept.
there must be either 5 precept or non-precept. No 1 or 2 precept, no right.
No. Only 5, 8, or 10.
If they take the case, how about the social life? A lot of laymen, Therawadin laymen, they still have the working, they still have to entertain, they still maybe have to go to the casino, accompany the customer, they still have the yum sing. Then what they do?
They try to abstain, try lah.
Try to abstain, except you are the boss you must try your best to become the boss. Even you are the boss, sometimes you have to please your customer. It depends how big your customer you are.
Yes. And your right intention.
Yeah, that's why. So you see, I think maybe they just ignore they didn't go to do the adjustment. I think they adjust by themselves. Am I right, Mr. Leong? I think they adjust by themselves.
As far as possible to try to adjust, yes.
They adjust themselves, but not like us. We will allow holding 1 precept, 2 precept, 3 precept. We make it clear so that you won't feel burdened by holding the precept. Okay, so let's continue to have a look. So this is what is happening here. But anyway, yes, for Sally Elena, I think you can hold the 5 precept easily, right? Without the working environment. 100%. So Sally, in your previous occupation, which one precept is most difficult to hold? Sally, which one?
Sorry, I don't know, because the time I did not hold any precept.
Elena, your working environment, most hard to hold which one precept? On the mic, please.
The famous talk, the speech part.
The speech part, yeah, this is very common. How about Mr. Leong? During your time, in what big company, what's the company, Mr. Leong?
Simdabi.
Yeah, Simdabi, yes. Which one's most difficult to hold?
Actually, it's difficult to hold the truth. Sometimes we tell a lot of lies.
Still the lies. But no need to yam sing. Entertainment a lot, big company.
Yeah, we can refuse to drink. It says that due to health reasons.
I see. So this is the 2 most difficult. Joanne now 5 precept easy for you?
Still not vegetarian.
No. Vegetarian is not a precept. It's not a precept.
Okay.
5 precept is still the lie is the most difficult.
Yeah, sometimes I have to tell a bit white lies.
How about a cup of how about a cup of a beer? It's still necessary sometime, right?
You can avoid nobody will force you.
I see. I heard that if let's say your company CEO they are the Guai Lo, basically they prefer whole group people go to the bar, right? The Guai Lo, they prefer that culture. If let's say you want to please him, you still have to drink a little bit, and then good for friendship, something like that. Okay, so this is the real situation. So Mr. Leong, now you drive the school bus, you are the king now, so no need to give any frivolous speech already, right?
Sometimes have to also.
Still have to.
White lie.
Really? So you see, 5 precept is not easy, even though for layman, you see. Okay, then you see here, they say, basically, why we must have invent a monastic life is in the middle way between solitary Jain renouncer, and the Brahmin householder 啦。Basically the Jain we call it as a Qina Jiao. I think I showed you before This is a Jainism Jain Let's take a look. Jain so in Jain what is a singer No, it's a religion religion Jain religion Jainism so basically in Jainism, especially for the layman, you see, they are the Jainism so this is for the monk they got two group of the monk in the Jainism ones they are totally naked. Okay, if you go to YouTube, you are still able to see YouTube allow it totally naked. They will still expose the genital. Another group they are wearing the full robes they got two group so basically they are very strict in the Vinaya even though they observe the no killing they will try to sweep away all the insects and then they sweep the floor before they walk the road. So that they will totally avoid from killing so they are very isolated. So this is isolate the example we mentioned. The second one is the Brahmin. Brahmin is the layman household. Basically they are stay in the home so once we start people offer a monastic. When we start a monastic life, so we get a balance between the renouncer, Jain renouncer, and the Brahmin household. So we start to stop our wandering life already. But nowadays, tight monk, during the Vasa, they will still have some wandering life. Let's take a look. Usually they call it as a tutang, tight monk. They call it as a tutang, tutanga. Tudong, let's see. Tauraka, let's see. Tutanga, let me check first. Tutong TONG tutong tutong menu Where is this What's the spelling, Mr. Leong? Thai Mang Dutanga.
TUDONG.
Tutong. Okay. Thai Mang tutong Tutong Ming, derived Tutanga, this one, Pali term Tutanga, okay. I think maybe this is more clear a little bit, Tutanga. So this is the Tutanga lifestyle, still make the Thai monk wandering around, like what Shakyamuni do, Tutanga, Pali Tutanga. Austerity practice taught in the Buddhism, usually they will they will still wander in the jungle, because why they do so? Because Thai tradition is the sect especially emphasized on Nikaya only. So in Nikaya, we notice that Buddha wandering in the forest. So they just want to practice exactly what Buddha did 1,000 years ago. So you will see they have a tutang, you see, they stay in the jungle and with the umbrella. But I heard that nowadays you don't find any jungle anymore because all the jungle had become a housing development area. You can hardly find already. You have to go to very northern part already to Thailand. Nowadays, no more jungle for you to do tang. Oh, it's a housing development project only. Oh, nowadays, even though you want to meet the tiger, the snake, elephant, no way. They all no place to go already because human overactivity. Then we don't see anymore because during the Dutanga, if you wander in the forest, you have to be careful that you meet all the wild animals. If let's say you join the Tutanga, I heard that you have to sign a contract, which is the exclusion clause for a temple. If you die, they won't hold any liability for you. You have to sign a contract because at that time you will still meet the tiger, the elephant, and the bison at that time. So they will be quite risky if you do the Tutanga. Okay, so this is we call it. Then let's take a look. Okay, then here you see they say monastic disciples the Vinaya sangha is an ideal community. They say we have a very frequent meeting in order to reach the unanimous consensus through the voting and majority rule. Okay, but I think are you still eligible for the novelship program or become a sangha member nowadays? Theravada, no, right, Mr. Leong?
Theravada one is you go to the novelship program as a samanera.
Bhikkhu no.
Bhikkhu, no. Bhikkhu there as upasaki.
No. Will they allow become a bhikkhu or not? If you go through the program, no lah.
No, not at that time.
Because you already exceed 65 years old, they don't accept already, right? Due to the age problem, right?
I don't know age.
Yeah, they got the age limitation. Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, so I think here, is there anyone not yet exceeding 65 years old? Joey, you're not yet exceeding her. So are you interested one day you go to join the worship program?
Not now.
Not now. Not now, they will be too late already.
Steve, the novelship program is no age barrier, but becoming a bhikkhu, bhikkhuni, there is.
Okay, so the novelship program meaning to say that it's something like a temporary monk program. Is it something like that?
Right, yes, I do know that. The life of a monk. Yes.
No, I see, Mr. Leong, because why there is no age limit? Because they just give you 8 precept to 10 precept only. So that is why no age limit. Am I right? They give you
10 precept. Yeah,
10 precept. But if for the Theravada, for a Mahayana, basically they will let you have a full bhikkhuni ordination. So that's why they have an age limitation. They will deem you as a bhikkhu bhikkhuni already. Because in Mahayana temple, they will try to run this program to attract more new blood from monk and the nun. That's what they try to do lah. So Sally, Elena, do you still have any intention for the novelship program? Sally, Elena, any intention for novelship program?
I don't think I'm eligible.
Okay, Elena first. Do you have intention?
Yes, but for the short term one. But then under Fokangsan, anybody above 50, they don't accept already. So I will try other places.
You're looking for other place, but you still emphasize on the Chinese or the Theravada one? You prefer which one?
Chinese one.
Chinese and speak English. And maybe and also a little bit Mandarin, a little bit Cantonese. Yeah, 真係半鹹唔淡去到嗰度又明唔晒，又唔係完全唔明How about Sally you? Sally?
I don't have any so far.
Don't have any intention. So Elena, wish you good luck. Hopefully you can. There will be a right temple for you. Speak the language you can speak. Okay. Yeah. So this is how because Elena, if let's say you have an intention, so this part, all this will be quite meaningful for you because you will go through this. Yes, Joey. Yeah. Any question, Joey?
Yeah, I a bit curious to know what are these activity, and then what do they do, and what are the precepts that you mentioned? Like
Okay.
the 5 precepts, 10 precepts.
Yeah. Joey, if let's say you become just now we mentioned, novelship program is a temporarily monk and nun program. So meaning to say you try to experience the life of a nun for a short-term period. So if let's say in Mahayana, you have to hold all the precept, all the precept to experience how is the nun lifestyle.
What are the precepts, example?
For example, for a nun, it's about 300 something. One by one, they will tell you, they will give you a lecture one by one, and then you will have to follow. But some is very orthodox precept. For example, why they got 300? Because 1,000 years ago, women are not, the bhikkhuni is not allowed to go out without any companionship, because 1,000 years ago is very bad. I mean, it's not safe for a bhikkhuni. But nowadays, if let's say they really 100% want to be orthodox, then if you go out, to buy if you go to the sundry shop, you have to ask other people to accompany you. Something like that. You see, it sounds a little bit ridiculous, right? It depends how is the how is the principle how is the flexibility for the for the abbot so the more orthodox, the more traditional they will go to the more old style so I think Elena, Joy, you don't want, you cannot breathe if you go to the temple 1,000 years ago Vinaya. I think you prefer the open one as open as possible, right, Elena? So that you can breathe easily. There's a sound okay. Okay, Joya, do I answer you the question?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Sifu.
Yeah. If you want to experience the Novice program at the same time can breathe easily, you better go to the Mahayana the Theravada, they will lock you up. Okay, but more discipline the way I see the Theravada Okay, here let's see this is requires the first council is in the Raja Gaha. Class basically nowadays if you go to Indian pilgrimage, you will still Raja Gaha is the place. Raja Gaha is the place. Gaha Raja Q this one Raj Q is the place. You cannot miss one. Raja Q. This one is the Raja Q. Raj Q. So I think this is the stupa commemorates Buddha. Let's see. So this is the place you're going to see in Rajkyu. And then I think they will show you the cave for the let's see Wang Shecheng. So this is Rajkyu. You see now. And then maybe we will put a New Delhi New Delhi. New Delhi. So this is the New Delhi. Okay, if you walk in the Buddha time, they walk. It's a 224 hour. I think better drive So drive 17 hour. Let's take a look. This is the New Delhi. This is the Rajkyu. But usually how we know the best landmark is still the Bodhi Gaya, because Shakyamuni the enlightened is the place enlightened is the Bodhi Gaya and that time they are walking, so they walk 14 hours. So you see or not? So Shakyamuni meaning to say that he got enlightened. Then once he passed away, the disciple they all gather here this place Rajagil just for the first council. So this is the place first council. Rajagil. Let me see where is the group. This is a hotel. Okay. I think I can show you the place Rajagil, Rajagaha for the first council. For the first council. So let's see the image. This is the image. First council. This is the cave for the first council. If you really go, the cave is very small. So we're suspicious. How can they accommodate 500 arahant? But of course, we will try to explain to ourselves that maybe arahant they're using psychic. So even though the cave is very small, they still can occupy 500 people to have a first meeting, a first council meeting. Anybody been there before? The cave for the first council. Mr. Lam, Mr. Slam, haven't been pilgrimage yet? Haven't been yet.
Not yet.
Not yet
Not yet.
Okay. Hey, you should answer me. Not yet or yet. Which one?
No.
Not yet, not no.
Not yet, not you. Not yet. I'll see. Yeah. Once in a lifetime, Mr. Leong. But nowadays, I think they have a direct flight to the Bodhi Gaya already. So no need to travel 8 places. It's too old to travel. I mean, for Mr. Leong, Mrs. Leong, maybe Bodhi Gaya is But it's the compulsory bodhigaya, meditate there. Possible maybe Rajagaha and maybe the place of Buddha Parinibbana,
Lumbini, sir.
Lumbini, this Rajagaha, and one more is where is Buddha Parinibbana? English name, what's the name, Buddha, what's the name of Buddha Parinibbana, the place,
Sarana.
No. Buddha place for Parinibbana. Okay, let's see. Kushanaka. Yeah, Kushanaka. Usually, this a few place. Is we must go lah. Okay, if you got chance. Then again, here we talk about let's see, Ananda. Then every sentence start does have I heard lah. But just now the new version they changed already. That no more does I have heard lah. They put for what lah? Let me see. They put this I have heard that on one occasion. The blessed one was saying. Okay, so this is a thus. Thus I have heard lah. They replaced with this sentence already. Okay, let's continue and have a look. Okay, so this is the Upali recite the Vinaya. Okay, so now we go to the next paragraph. Okay, Joe, can you please read the passage, Joe?
Okay. Early developments in Buddhism. Perhaps 70 years after the first communal recitation, a second was held at Vasali. This being essential, certain monks whose conduct was seen as lax on 10 points, such as their accepting money. If these points were not already against the formal Vinaya, they were made so then. 16 or more years later, perhaps at a further council at Pataliputta, the first schism in the previously unified sangha occurred. Other such schism followed. The causes of this were generally disagreements over monastic discipline, though the points of Vinaya which separated the early monastic fraternities often arose from variant developments in geographically separated communities rather than from actual disagreements. Discussion of points of doctrine also led to the development of different interpretative schools of thoughts. Originally, this could be a cause of schism, as the only opinion a monk could be condemned for was the persistent claim that sensual behavior is not an obstacle to be overcome. Early on, it seems that adherents of a particular school of thought could be found among members of various monastic fraternities, but perhaps by the 2nd century, monastic fraternities started to become known for a specific doctrinal interpretations common among their members. By around 100th century, at least, schism could occur over points of doctrine, and the distinction between a fraternity and a school faded. While members of different monastic fraternities could take part in official sangha business together, they often shared the same monasteries and studied each other's doctrines. The laity was probably not very concerned about the differences between the fraternities or schools.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
Different. Mr. Leong Tama, please want to finish, Mr. Leong. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, class, one day is the first council, there will be second council. Second council is in Vasali. The third council is in the Pataliputta. Let's take a look, class. So this is the first council, is a Rajagaha. And then we go to the second council. This is second council is the Vasali. Vasali, let's see. Vesali, let's see. Vesali. This is the Vaishali, I think. So this is the place where is the second council. Class, let's take a look. Walking distance is about 20 hours. Vaisali. So the third council will be in Pataliputta. Pataliputra. Let's take a look. So the distance is between third council is here. Pataliputta. So the distance between the second and third council walking is 7 hours. Let's take a look, class. So this is the Pataliputta. Okay, this is the place. So if we talk about this is the Vasali nowadays, let's see what can we see anymore. Rashkill, Vaisali. Vaisali. Okay, not much. Not much here. Just a tray only. Very normal thing. We don't see anything relate to the Buddhism. Relate to the second council, we don't see. The way I see it's just like my hometown, Pusing. Nothing, that's only. Okay, because sometimes Buddhism is not very popular nowadays in India. So this is not the major place. So we don't see any much development, and maybe the tourism, they don't want to go there. Buddhists, they don't want to go there. So this is the second council. But when we talk about the second council, we start to ask, how come we need a second council, a third council? Actually, this is how the schism happened, and especially the schism, it begins with the precept regards the money. Regards to the money. According to our Vinaya text, if I'm not mistaken, we can find at least 5 versions. The Vinaya text. There will be only one version allow taking the money. The rest they don't. And we try to check the version which allow the money is the schism who stays near the city, but not the jungle. We notice that. So nowadays, once we talk about holding the money, possess the money, or using the money, actually nowadays everybody need to use the money. It just depends who keep the money for you. Like for me, so you all directly offer to me. So I have the money, I hold the money. Nowadays I hold the e-wallet. The money doesn't come to my hand already. Still in the e-wallet, still with the debit card, all this. If I go to abroad, I want to buy the computer, I still use the money. Okay, do I possess the money? I think yes, I still possess the money. Because our old age, we still have to keep the money for the old age. So nowadays, you can say that I handle the money by myself. But if according to the Vinaya, in the very early, because they are staying in the jungle and 1,000 years ago, money is not that necessary. So that's why Shakyamuni noticed that if you hold the money, if you possess the money, that is the obstacle for you. So he banned them. So for those who is very orthodox one, traditional one, they try their best. But I noticed that you cannot survive without the money nowadays. No matter how orthodox you are, I think you still will have a handphone, right? So where can you get a handphone? You still must be somebody buy for you, okay? Then nobody can support you without any limit. So finally, they must have a kapiya. So there will be somebody, appoint somebody who keep you the money, who keep the money for you. Because if you want to spend the money, you think about, okay, I want to buy the handphone, either I buy Xiaomi or buy the Huawei. You have to depend how much money in the account of the kapiya. You get it or not? So we need to say, actually, you still handling the account, but indirectly. Got it or not? Because if you don't have your own account, so no people want to become a kapiya. Because they get frightened, because everything you need the money, see or not? So that's the best way is if let's say Elena, you want to become a temporary membership program, right? You have to ask them first, how about the money precept? Because the money precept in the 10 precept is still no holding the money already. What is the way we do? In order to not go against to the traditional Vinaya, the name of our asset, for example, you've got some money, it's under your name, you transfer the money to your next of kin, the one you can trust one, okay? So meaning to say under your name, you don't have any asset anymore, don't have any money anymore, and then you become a monk, so you don't go against it. Then later on, once you disrobe, you disrobe, maybe you found that you have problem with the community, or you want to be independent, then the next of kin he is supporting you with your previous money, the previous possession. But the possession, the possession actually passed to your next of kin, but you have the rights to use it. So this is how the flexibility of the Vinaya. You get it or not? This is more practical because some people will scared one. They say, because once the age 30 something to 40, then you want them to just give up everything. What happens if let's say they cannot adjust well with the sangha lifestyle? Then how? Then all the thing gone already. If you become a monk after 40 years old, something like that. So the best, the name, the possession, you go to you give to somebody, but you still have the right to use it. That is the best way. So Elena, you can ask if you want to become a nourship, then ask them how to handle this. Basically, this is what we do nowadays. Okay, yes, Elena, yeah.
But Sifu, for novelship program, it can be as short as 2 weeks or 3 months or 6 months. Basically, there's no worry about the money part.
No, the problem is if you go to take the precept, the precept is stated very clearly, you shouldn't have any money. At that 2 weeks, you shouldn't have any money within that 2 weeks or half year. You get the point or not? 10 precept include no holding the money. If you have a lot of money, they say, do you possess money? You say, no, I don't have. But actually, so many in bank account. That will be a contradiction. You got it or not? That is the problem. So that's why you have to they have the way to handle this. Some maybe they will just not go so straight. I don't know. It depends on them. So that's why during what we try to do during the nourishment program, we have to give up everything. But once we become the bhikkhu, so this rule we will just, we will just hold it strictly because we notice that nowadays it's impossible for you. You don't have any money. You can't survive nowadays. Okay. So this is we talk about why there's a schism. One of the reasons is because of the interpretation of the Vinaya. You see, accepting the money. Further counsel is in the Pataliputta. Pataliputta is the number of the people about 1,000. This is 500. This is how many I forget. Pataliputta is about 1,000 people. So you see, it still is regards to Vinaya. separate the early monastic fraternity. It's the Vinaya problem. Then later on is what is due to the specific doctrinal interpretation common among their members. It's because the definition of the Buddhism theory. Nowadays, Mahayana and Theravada, the most difference besides the Vinaya, another part is due to the doctrine. Because Mahayana emphasize for the Buddhahood attainment, but for Theravada, they are more emphasized to attain as an Arahant. It's the doctrine make them different already. Okay, so this is how you will see the different school. Even though we are all is a Chinese monk Mahayana, we still see the difference due to the school of thought. For example, they are the Nian Fo Jing Tu, so they keep on Amitabha. This is the only Dharma they want to practice only. So if you want to learn other Dharma, you want to Song Di Zhang Jing, they will say, oh sorry, our place we just chant Amitabha. We don't want to mix up with other method. So if you want Di Zhang Jing, you have to go other place already. So this is what you see here nowadays. So many Buddhist association. This is because it's due to the interpretation, definition of the doctrine, and some also because due to the Vinaya. I remember I went to the Kuching. Basically, you will see at least 6 layman Buddhist association in Kuching, and they mentioned to me that actually all come from the major one, the old one, Kuching Association, Buddhist Association. Why they split out, become the 5? The reason is the same. Some they say if you chant for the people who pass away, you shouldn't accept the money. But other school they say they should accept. So they split already. And then some they say we should have more Dharma in the Buddhist association. Some they say no need so many. And then they split again. And then another Theravada they come out and they split again, English version. So it come up with the 6th one. The reason is because doctrinal and the Vinaya discrepancy make them different. So this is very common. Even in working environments the same. Okay, and then it come here, it's a member of a different monastic fraternity. You see, different monastic, they couldn't take part in the official sangha business together. So that's why nowadays, if the Theravada monk come to my place and stay, usually we don't chant the Vinaya together. We don't, because we are different. We are the schism already. So basically, I think quite hard to unite together. There's only one place you can unite all the Buddhists together. Guess where is it? Mr. Leong, there's only one place can unite all the Buddhists. Even the different Vinaya, different doctrine, but they all will stay together. You know where is it? Mr. Leong, where is it?
I don't know. The temple,
Temple, no. Sally, you think where is it?
Should be the Buddhist Association.
No, it's in Bodhi Gaya. Bodhi Gaya. This is the founder. All the Buddhism come from there. So from there, you will see the Chinese monk do the chanting, Theravada do the meditation, the Korean chant the Korean Shakyamuni, Japan chant the Japanese way with a lot of drum, very noisy, just like a pasat malam. Actually, Bodhi Gaya really is the pasat malam. But no matter how noisy, you still can meditate, you still can quiet yourself. I don't know why. That is the only place can unite all the Buddhists. The rest, no. No, everybody have their own way to interpret the Vinaya or go very detailed or some. Even though one Vinaya have you see, we got 200 Vinaya. Money only one only. But just the money, you can see so many schools splitting already. See or not? Same with the Christian. Okay, same. Okay, so let me finish it. Finish already. Then they say the layman was probably not that concerned. Yeah, that's true. So layman, you don't feel much concern. But I think you still can see the difference, you see. If you go to some temple, they say, oh, if you hold the precept not drinking the liquor, no matter how you cannot. I think even the Chinese monk, they're also very strict. For me, I'll be more flexible. It really depends on your circumstances. I know your situation. I think it really depends. For me, I think our place is considered quite flexible. Right, Mr. Leong, you are laughing, right? Because due to my flexibility, so you smile and so happily, right? No response. Okay, some they will go very strict, even though 5 precepts or so. It depends the place where you go lah. Okay. So we stop the class here today lah.